and then you can.
Okay.
Yep, super. Good. So, hello everyone. I am very happy to have all of you here. Uh, we are almost at the end of Seed Plus project, Inspiring the Mind project. Sorry. Um, and I think we still have like 3 or 4 guest lecture to go. But today actually we have Valentina with us, our project communication officer. Hi, Eileen, our project communication officer. And I think today talk is very important because when I start to write a post on social media and I start to think about this, the language that I should use and how I should be inclusive, include everyone, I see this is really challenge. And the post that I thought that it should take 5 minutes writing, it can end like 30 minutes or 45 minutes just to balance the language. So today we have Valentina, which I think has extreme experience with this. And please, Valentina, the floor is
Yeah.
for you.
Thank you, Tamer. I will share with you the screen and let me know if you can see my screen.
Yep.
Could you see?
Yeah, I see Tamer.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So as Tamer, thank you to introduce me. And yeah, today we are going to talk about a very controversial, actually, topic, which is, related to inclusive design in social media, but in general to create content to share on different kind of media. But the thing is how to try to be inclusive when we are working like communicators, like educator, and we try to convey important topic like, for example, diversity or sustainability, blue economy, very important topic, and how we can really include everyone to learn more about this topic and to participate actually to this topic. So some of you already know who I am, but maybe others know. So just a brief presentation of who I am. And I work for in the last 2 years as communication advisor at the UiT, the Arctic University of Norway, especially with projects like Cloudersci or Inspiring the Mind. So I work mainly to create content and try to communicate important and relevant topic like the one we are talking today. I'm from Italy, but I moved to Norway 7 years ago. And basically, my background is related to social science and also communication studies. And mainly, my interests are related to cultural studies, gender studies, social geography, and everything is related with, visual. So actually, my passion for photography actually led me to, just study more and try to be more accurate on how to convey content, especially using visual. I really think that visual are really can be very powerful to communicate important and complex concept. So what I like to do basically is create content, visual writing, visualize, and especially tell story. So I will start with this thing. Probably mostly of you already, knows about the Sustainable Development Goal, and which is at the is one of the core of this project, the Inspiring the Mind project. So the goal of this project is mainly related to leave no one behind, which is the principle of the sustainability development goal. And in this in the sustainable development goal, there's some explicit mention about the inclusivity. There are specific goal, like for example reduce inequalities, or promote gender equality, promote quality education, blah blah blah. But the thing is, to me, is that this inclusivity should be considered not just merely as a goal that we want to perceive, but rather as like a foundational framework that should like frame, all this goal. So how we can use social media to empower or to hinder this, this important process of inclusivity. And I'm not an expert in inclusive design, which is what we are talking today, but I think everyone should live like this. I mean, today to me it's like a journey to become a bit more expert. Everyone, can be more expert about inclusivity. So we are like learning how to be more inclusive, and in order to ensure accessibility to content that we want to convey. I think social media could be a fantastic tool to do, can be very powerful to share, rich content, and today more easily than before, because we have different kind of social media and different tools to convey, to speak to the others. And the social media led us to be able to reach biggest audience, a global audience. And the social media has the potential to inform, to educate, to entertain people, and especially to create communities. But the thing is, I think with great power, if we can use the social media, and the social media is so powerful, I love this quote, which is, with great power came great responsibility. We are responsible, we should be responsible for what we put into the world and for the effects that those things have upon that world. And this quote is from this designer that has been quite inspiring for me when I was studying media studies, who is Victor Papanek. And he wrote this book, and if I can suggest a book to read, I think this one could be one of the one I would suggest, because we can share everything on social media, but every time we should aware about the the responsibility we have to share this this concept. And sometimes we can unintentionally exclude part of human experience from our audience. And I think everyone involved in media, education, communication, and sustainability should consider this topic as because we can potentially create barriers when we are creating a content. Sometimes we are creating a content and we are very proud of this content, and we try to make all our best, but unintentionally we are going to create barriers because maybe we don't think about certain aspect of our content. So that's why today I would like to share with you some glimpse of reflection on this topic, and try to be just to help you to be more aware when you are creating content or sharing your post on social media, because I think everyone is content creator in some way, because everyone work now. I mean, everything is online, everything is on social media. So now I would like to ask you something. Maybe you can write in the chat, or just you can also talk with me, of course. And I would like to ask you how you would define inclusive design. What you think? Just take some moment to maybe give your definition, if you already know about that, or if you, your idea about that. Just a couple of minutes, not more.
You're asking about inclusive design.
Inclusive design. I mean, when we talk about, inclusive design, what do you think? Because I think sometimes this term, this concept of inclusive design is a bit underused, and maybe sometimes can be confused with, can confuse this concept with other concept. So what I'm going to ask you before to maybe give you my perspective on this concept, what you think we are talking about, what is for you, or what you will define as inclusive design, just a definition, or your idea about that.
I think Eileen has some thoughts.
Yes, I really don't know enough about the background, so just making some educated guess. So I imagine that inclusive design is one that is genderless, that brings the sensibility about or that incorporates the sensibility about the different ethnicities, sorry. And maybe also an accessible design in the sense that the color palette, the shapes, and everything that this design includes can be accessible to the wider population, the better. I know, for instance, that sometimes when my colleagues design a website, afterwards they run what it's called, I think it's a Google accessibility test. And actually the system tells them to what extent this website or this design is accessible in terms of readability for people that could be visually impaired, and so on and so forth. Also, yes, if it incorporates all the accessibility components, but I don't know if this is part of the overall inclusive design concept. And coming from an environmental perspective, I would consider that, of course, I want to add the sustainability tick to all to all things, no. But I would like to think that that the design has been conceived or developed, taking into consideration the fewer carbon footprint possible, or all sustainability aspects. So I put everything I sort of suspect that could go together, but maybe it's nothing of that. So just guessing.
Also, I think Hasib has something in his mind.
I will make a short comment on the inclusive design from my side. I think it's like more universal kind of designs, like which can be understood by everyone from my end. I think like that. For example, if you make a design without barriers, any barrier, you don't have any censorship or something, or you are like more free to do that design, or like, and yeah, so to reach a more like wider audience, that can be like more from my end. Like I think this can be the definition of that. And then maybe like you're taking care of some cultural aspects and some because to not hurt the sentiments of the people as well. Maybe that can be included on such kind of designs as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's someone else, and then I will give you my feedback.
Well, actually, I have some thoughts here as well, Eileen, Valentina. First of all, if you use text, for example, to be more inclusive, you look at the people who are in your social media and try to write the text with different language. Like if in my social media, for example, like for example, we have in our consortium Spain, Norway, and Bulgaria. So sometime when I start to write or post on social media, I try to post with different language, like at the beginning, actually, it's not now. At the beginning, I was sending posts to Eileen, and Eileen start to review the Spanish that I translated
Yeah.
using Google, for example. Also, when I use like gender in my posts, when I use he, I should follow with she, for example. So he and she. For colors, I try as I can to use, for example, colors that are good for people who has this problem with I don't know what's called in English, but color blends.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
there is some
yeah.
colors that
Yeah.
Things like this. This is from my point of view, but you know,
Yes.
this is a very wide topic, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a huge
Yeah.
it's a wide topic, and actually the characteristic I think of this topic, and the reason why I decided to make it a bit more like open today, and try to to have also your feedback, because I think when we talk about inclusivity, we really should be it's a kind of process of co-creation, because it's we never will reach the perfect content, and will never be completely inclusive. We cannot include really everyone, but the thing is we should consider at least and create content, look not just at our experience, but considering the others' experience. So it's a huge topic, and it's also dependent from a lot of factors. But I don't know if there's other consideration, and then I will go forward. No, I think no. Maybe Asib has the hand.
I think it's old hand, maybe.
Yeah. So could you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay. So that is everything you said. Actually, it's right. I really like the thing that Helene say about sensibility, which is the one more close to the concept of inclusive design, because inclusive design, it's more like a process of creation, and we should use our empathy, our sensibility to create content. And it means that it's not just about considering the needs that people has, but also the abilities that people has and maybe can be different from us. So basically this, what you can see, it's the difference between what we consider like making a content accessible. It means that we should ensure that a digital product or a video or a content can be used by those with special needs or what we call disability. And this is what actually Tamer was saying. So it's more about, you know, a quality that make an experience open to all, which is this one basically. So this is the difference, you know. I mean, when we talk about accessibility needs, we have a very huge thing to consider, because we should consider, you know, permanent disability, but also temporary or situational, you know, disability. And we talk about touch, different senses. So here you have a different kind of disability or needs that we should take into account when we are creating content. And if we really want to ensure that this content will be accessed from the wide range of people with you know, different kind of disability. But and then there's what Asib also mentioned, and there was the universal design, which is also another concept. I mean, which is related mainly to you know, the design that work for everyone in all scenarios and with every kind of situation. So I mean, for example, the elevator, it's something that it's like created by this idea of universal design. So it's more a concept that makes, you know, like buildings, product, and environment more accessible to the widest audience possible. Inclusive design, it's all these things, but you know, the inclusive, it's more, I wrote this, it's like a verb, you know, it's like a proactive thing. I mean, it should be part of the creation of this product. So, and we should consider the individuals, not from their, you know, needs, but consider the individuals from diverse background, the different abilities that they can express in some way. So the inclusive design embrace what we call diversity. So it's not more focused on what need people can have, or what disability, how I can fix this problem. But it's also considering that probably, you know, the cultural background, the you know, the different way of being in this world, which is not just focus on, you know, needs. So that is I try to create like a visual to understand this concept. So the two things that make up inclusion, to me, it's like we need to consider and balance, you know, the physical use of something we are creating. So the access. So we should think about, okay, we need to secure that this thing can be accessed for everyone in terms of physicality. I mean, in terms of physical use, but also we should consider the sensibility, you know. So we should be it's more about empathy. So what I'm going to touch, you know, very deep, a person with, for example, yeah, probably the gender, but also the experience like trauma or the different kind of environment. You know, we should try to be connected with others, and that is not easy, because I love this analogy, the mirror and the window on the reality of others. We used to think about, to think about the others, sometimes reflecting on our reality. So we just look and at it's like when you look at the mirror, you are just trying to tell something that it's like you, or it's from your perspective. And the difference from look at the reality, look through the window, just you look at the other's life, and you should try to be inclusive. You should try to tell the story from the other perspective. You can, for example, you can tell the story about, like a specific kind of disability, and you can tell the story from two different perspectives. You can just tell the story from your perspective and just telling the story of deaf people, or like with some disability, or you can make it more like inclusive, try to look at the story from his or her perspective. So just look the reality of others through a window. And this concept, actually, it's very was like create from this this author, which is who is this Rudine Sims Bishop. I don't know if you know her. She's also more known as the mother of the multicultural children's book. So basically, she used this analogy of mirror, window, and sliding glass door, which is something more, to emphasize the importance of diversity in literature and among others. But I think we can apply this concept. I really like also when we create content for social media, but in general, when we create content. Also, when you create, for example, a presentation or like a video, a documentary, we should always think about that when we are telling about a story. And I would like to show you this video. It's just 1 minute video. And it's, okay, I can. Okay. I will try to. Okay. I would like to show you this video, which is not very long. Let me know if you can hear.
No, we don't have sound.
No?
Yeah.
You have sound?
No.
No?
No.
But maybe you can post it in the chat and we watch
Yes.
it. Because it's
Yeah.
short.
I don't know why, but I will share in the chat with you. I think it's really it's really interesting to me. I mean, to me it was very like important, and I think it's can be really applied to everything. Every time we have to like create something, or maybe Tamer, you can try to. Could you see the link?
Yeah, I got it.
Yes. Or maybe you can. Could you try to maybe
Share it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in this case, you need to stop sharing from your side. I can
Yes,
share it
yes,
with,
yes. Yeah, perfect.
I think you see the screen now, right?
Yes.
Okay.
We need diverse.
The sound?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
We need diverse books because we need books in which children can find themselves, see reflections of themselves. I wrote a piece, maybe in 1990 it was published, which I called Mirrors, Windows, and Sliding Glass Doors. And I think that's really why children need to see themselves reflected, but books can also be windows, and so you can look through and see other worlds and see how they match up or don't match up to your own. But the sliding glass door allows you to enter that world as well. And so that's the reason that the diversity needs to go both ways. I mean, it's not just children who have been underrepresented and marginalized who need these books. It's also the children who always find their mirrors in the books and therefore get an exaggerated sense of their own self-worth and a false sense of what the world is like, because it's becoming more and more colorful and diverse as time goes on. So I think that's why.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's to me was very like it's something that I think we should use. I mean, this kind of analogy. The author used this analogy to to refer especially the literature and the one for children. So how we can help the underrepresented children to deal with this kind of things, and how we can help actually children to know reality in a very inclusive way. But we can apply this concept every time we are creating kind of content, and considering that the focus is not just like reach the as many user need as possible, but is we should try to also represent. I mean, we should also try to represent like the different experience of people. It's not just I want to reach the huge number of possible of followers, for example. It's just we need to represent and make these people, I mean, give voice to other stories. And that is not the same, because we can tell a story from our perspective about something. So, I mean, we can just look at the mirror and tell a story from our point of view. But, for example, we can talk about, the climate change from our point of view. The point of view of people, European people, and living in Norway, deal with certain problem. But and we can create a post. But at the same time, we should think that this concept is not the same if is it tell from other perspective. So we cannot, tell about everything, but we can condense in a way that everyone can like feel themselves like represented from this content. So I will share with you again the yes. Could you see?
Mhm.
Okay. So using inclusive design include, just the thing that you can consider is like, first of all, we should recognize exclusion. So when we are create a content, we should think, okay, I'm going to exclude with this content, or there's come such risk to exclude someone. or just think about. And it's a long work. It's a very hard job, you know, to just recognize this kind of exclusion. Then the other thing is very important, I think, and really hard to do. It's like uncovering or discovering unconscious biases. I mean, or what we call stereotypes, or just false credentials. You know, it's everything we think it's the truth, but actually it's not like that. And when we discovered that, especially, I think discovered this bias. It's like it's very important to share with others. For example, what we talk about a certain topic. Share with others. It means that the others can lead you to recognize this like stereotype that you maybe are using. And then it's learning from diverse audience. So it's a like multidimensional process. I mean, we should learn more about a concept before to start to tell about this concept or this story. So we should take into account different perspectives or different voices about the same topic or the same stories before to tell about the story. So the other thing is try to identify the user need, but understanding also how users are being excluded. So it's I think that these are the most important thing that we can think about. And here I just have some like a link that you can just look at, and if you want to know more about, you know, this specific principles, I mean, about the inclusive design. Yeah, that's it's one of my reflection on that. It's we may not be able to produce content that suits everyone perfectly, but we can create material or content or material that can be everything, you know, can be a book, can be a video, documentary, everything that is adaptable for all. So I think that is the difference between like universal, which is for whole, you know, and a content which is inclusive. It means that this content should be adaptable. It should be flexible. I mean, everyone can read something under the lines, you know, of your content, and not just giving. It's you know, the difference. It's more the inclusive design. Give a choice. Give to the audience a choice. It's like, for example, one of the example on inclusive design on social media is the possibility to choose if you want to have audio in the video when you are watching a video or not. That's because you have an option. For example, I mean, you have an option. You can choose if you want to use audio or not. And it's not just about, you know, we cannot be aware about, you know, the needs of others, but we can give the others an option. So that is the I think the difference between like you know, the universal design and the inclusive design. The inclusive design give an option, and you can choose, basically. So it's more human-centered thing. So we need to think about when we create a content or a material, we need to think about, you know, the word we use, as Tamer say. So the kind of word we are using, the kind of expression we are using, and how will people perceive what we are saying, and what story we are going to tell. So which kind of story we think can, for example, convey a concept better than others. and can actually create this sort of like engagement with the different audience we want to reach. We should think about also the kind of media we are using. And if this media can really enhance the experience we want to give to the audience. Sometimes we think, for example, that to talk about the sustainability, we think that for example, the video, the media, I mean, the video and can be more like, can be the best media that we can use to convey this kind of, for example, the sensibility or about the climate change, because it's very, the visual impact can really announce, the experience of, for example, the glacier that are melting. But in this case, I think it could be correct, but we should think maybe we can use different kind of media, for example, a book or, just a podcast, for example, because we think maybe could be better to convey or to talk about a specific topic. And then, yeah, of course, the accessibility, it's always something that we should consider. I mean, it's a very important aspect when we talk about inclusive design, but it's just an aspect. So the first thing, we should ensure that people actually can access physically this content. That is one of the aspects. And then the visual, I mean, how will people perceive what they see? So that is also very important. It is not just about, the beautiful picture we can show, but also how people will perceive this visual. And then I have like an exercise, a little test for you. This one, I didn't use the original one because I don't want to like just create nothing. I don't have nothing about foundation or like, but so I just reproduce what I found in like at the end of a module on just online. And I would like to ask you, do you think it's like inclusive, this video, or if not, what you think is not inclusive? What you think? I mean, what you can say about this just screen? Oh no. Could you see this one? Yeah, what do you think? What is not, or is it, or is not completely, fully inclusive?
We didn't see it. Could you please?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, open it again.
Yes. Could you also write?
Well, I don't know.
It's not playing, no? It's not. It's just a steady image.
No. It's just. I mean, I just. This is just the. I would say the. I just reproduce, the thing that you can find at the end of a video. When you say, and it's just to just to have the transcription, when a video asks you your permission to see a transcription of this video. So it's just an example. So what in this, it's mostly about, the test. You should consider the test. You mean it's clear for everyone, it's inclusive, or there's something in this test? I mean, the intention of this test is try to be inclusive. Who create this video decide to just to put this small test to help, the inclusivity, just to help people to decide if they want a transcript, of the video to be more inclusive. But in the test, I mean, you think the test is fine with this intention, or I mean, you can perceive something which is not very inclusive, or just unintentionally are going to create some barriers.
Well, actually, if I would like to answer this, the text seem to be inclusive,
Mhm.
but for some reason, I didn't get it. I think it's maybe long text. I don't know, but I have a feeling there is barrier there. There is a problem there in the text.
Yeah.
Like watch the following video. I think it's sort of order. Give you an order. I don't know, but I have a feeling that I am not happy with the text for some reason. But I don't
Yeah.
know what the reason is. But there is something. There is a problem here.
Yeah, there are different kind of problem
Yeah.
actually.
So the transcript is like visual text, but is there like sound, so somebody that cannot see so well can hear? So I think there is accessibility issues here as well, no?
Yeah. Someone has more. I cannot see you. No. So it's basically there are different things. I think it's about the text, but the thing that should actually I mean, to me it's like this click close to play the video. It's because it's very first of all, it's about color. It's what Tamer say that thing. I think you, Tamer, say something about that. It's about the color.
Visual.
Sometimes, in some culture, the reds, it's used like to block something, or just to is not perceived like something that is like relate to play it. You have to click here to see the video, and then this click close, is not correct. I mean, not at all.
Yeah.
It's a bit tricky, it's
if they can just replace it with play, it will be much better.
exactly
With a green button. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because that's the point. If you have in your audience, I mean, this video, it's more related to probably it's about cultural differences, but it's also about people maybe with cognitive disability, or like autism, or just dyslexia or something like that. If you read something like click close to play the video, and it's like very confused way to say you have to play the red button to see the video, not to close the video. It looks like a bit like confused. So it seems like a stupid thing, but actually, if you are not really think about that, you are going to create a barrier, and you are going to lose maybe 1% of your audience. And I mean, you can decide, okay, it doesn't matter, but the thing is, you should think, you at least you should be aware about that. So how will your word be interpreted? So that's you should think about it. It's not easy, I think, because we are so focused on our experience, and it seems easier. I mean, it seems easy to learn about the others' experience, but it's not so easy actually, because we try to use our eyes to look at that. And then that is another example. just take a couple of minutes to look at, and what do you think? Do you think it's what is not? So the first example was about more maybe accessibility, more about the the barriers that we can create, about the maybe some cognitive disability. But this one, what do you think?
It's not so easy.
Yeah.
Because we see it as smaller. So to me, of course, this looks small, but I don't know, maybe if even full screen, this would be sufficient, but it looks like a lot of text and it's all bold.
Could you see the full screen? No.
No, we see it in a smaller screen. So no, Tamer, I only
No.
see this is like
Yeah,
a
I
third
see
of the screen.
Yeah.
Now.
It's a bit bigger.
Okay. But it's
But
still, I don't know, plenty of text. It's not diverse. No, it's not like the character representing is not diverse in terms of, for instance, looks like a fair skinned lady, and I don't know.
yeah, maybe I can put here something, Eileen. Two words that I can see used: your commitment. We are now going to. So there is sort of discrimination, like we are now going to test your understanding. So I feel that I get feeling sort of there is discrimination between we and your.
That's
Maybe
interesting. Yeah.
Maybe let's test, no, or let's try out.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
let's.
that's are all, I think, correct. But the thing that Tamara tried to say, it's about what I want. I mean, the character, it's also just a right reflection, because it doesn't reflect, but it also can reflect, because but the thing is, what I found, I mean, all this example is just because I try to reflect on that and try how we can actually or how much we can be aware, about the level of inclusivity we can have in our content, and what I found very like not inclusive here, it's about this one. If I can, we are presupposing the experience of learning of others, because a quick quiz might not be quick for everyone. So we are trying, I mean, if this one it's something about learning, maybe it's per kid, for like young adult, and if there's some like teenager, maybe with some kind of psychological problem, or maybe like problem related to anxiety or something like that, we are going to presuppose that this test will be quick. But actually, not everyone is learning with the same, kind of, time. So we are in some way making like pressure on this learning process. So one of the things is that sometimes when we create content, we used to presuppose, the experience of others. So I don't know, but it was just my reflection on this kind of thing, because sometimes we didn't consider that. So we should consider the complexity of, the word. And we should avoid to make like assumption. So when we create a content or a product or a service, we should always use, or favor simple words with less syllab. So actually what Helene say about it's too much test, it's right, because we are using a lot of test. And we should try to be more direct and use active voice, as Tamer say, actually. And we should avoid jargon or abstract concept. And we always have to think about the education level of the audience. So I think a good exercise is just to try to create content for a lower secondary education reading level. I don't know how to say, but try to be in this range, because otherwise we are going to exclude maybe 50% of our audience, especially who work with academia or with high education. Sometimes it's because we use this kind of way, or you use this, you have this knowledge and you have this this level in your education, and it is not easy to don't use it. So but we should take into account. And the language, as Tamer say, it's very important. And we often use terms which are full of bias and different meaning. And sometimes we also use like common phrases that can be very not really nice. I just put some example: blind drunk, blacklist. We use a lot this term, blacklist, but actually it cannot be perceived in a good way from other people, or just there are people that probably don't know the meaning of this term. And also, the gender inclusive language where is possible, because it's not always possible. And we should avoid phrases that suggest victimhood, like suffer from, or this kind of thing. And avoid reinforcing existing stigma. Like, for example, we use a lot of, but we do in an unconscious way, the term for mental illness. And I think this is just some tips that we can think about. And here I just put some example that have been like problematic for me, because this is in my experience when I heard from, especially from Britain or American, this kind of like idioms. And every time I heard, I say, I just think about the images I try to realize for you. So my cultural background, but I think it's not just about me. It doesn't lead me to understand the concept under these idioms. So the effect, this kind of thing is has been affecting my understanding about, the conversation I was having with people. And they are just example, but we should consider it when we use this sometimes this idiomatic sentence, because it's not just about cultural background, as in my case, but sometimes can be problematic for, like, for example, people with autism spectrum, because they literally understand what you are saying. So it could be very tricky. So we should consider that. And we should obviously always keeping in mind this concept of mirror and window, and try to use in our content different kind of in this case, character. And also, it's not just about, you know, the race, gender, but it's also about how, you know, the size of this character. You know, we should use different size and different you know, format, you know, because for some people it's easier to understand, you know, and the concept if we use diverse range of character. And yeah, same here. And another reflection is about you know, the example. It's just an example. Probably the 90% of people, when we talk about like home, we think in a kind of, you know, like that. But actually, not everyone think about home and, you know, imagine an home like this one. Sometimes less is more. So we can use maybe something which is, you know, not very full of details, because that's led people to adapt, you know, this concept to ease or, I mean, own experience. So less is more. So when you use image and visual, try to be essential and try to don't overuse or use a lot of details. And yeah, was about stories. We should try to tell genuine, I mean, authentic stories, and not try to make it beautiful, but also tell the reality of this story. And because sometimes we try to we try to make it, to make nicer a story, but actually we should tell this story as it is. And it's better if maybe we hear before from, you know, the other person before to tell about the story. And here I have just some like tips that you can use for social media, but probably when you are creating your content on social media or sharing something on social media, but probably you already know about that, because I'm quite sure about that. So the emoji or the use of symbol fonts, I think we should be very like not using too much, and be mindful about the visual meaning about, you know, of this kind of symbols. So the hashtag, that is, you know, you can use hashtag, but we should consider what I think Asib was talking about at the beginning, the fact that a lot of people are using this assistive technology like screen readers. So when you use hashtag, you should always use this like camel case. I mean, the capital letter at the beginning of every word should be capital letter, because that is easier for who is using assistive technology. And generally, you should put this hashtag at the end of your test, and try to be, of course, short. This is about, you know, the description of the image, but I think mostly of you are using like now social media, like for example, Instagram or YouTube, and you know probably already that you should use this alt text, the alternative text. And a lot of I mean, mostly of the social media are now this automatic generated alt text. So you can actually simply add, and it's very important. And for experience, I have not, I mean, sometimes I forgot to do that. And that is a problem because a lot of people will not, will be excluded from a content I create. So just keep it in mind and take time to do it. Yeah, and then there's the description for image. It's also very important. So every time you are uploading or sharing some image, remember this kind of thing. Just try to be clear and concise when you just create this description, and avoid, like redundant words, and considering also to provide this description in the post. It's also an option. You can also do that. So this is in general. I think the about when we talk about the infographics, the image of text and the visual and the audio, I think there are different things we can take into account. And one of the things, it's about the color and the contrast. And you can use actually about visual, you can use this, there are a lot of software and service online that you can use, like contrast checker, to check the colors, but also the size of your like content. So you can use different things. And then of course, who is working with video, that is very important to use subtitles, but also captions. Because the subtitles, for example, in YouTube, you can add automatically the subtitles, but it's also very important to add caption, because they help you to convey all the essential audio, so the music, the sound effect, if you want to add it, of course. And here I just there are two link that you can use, because there are some guidelines about that. So maybe I will share with you on the, if you are interested, I can share with you on the chat. And there's like a yeah, just a guideline that you can use. So I think we don't have maybe time for that, but I think you already know probably how to add caption on Instagram, which is the one of the social media which more are, I mean, it's used a lot of this. It's more focused on image and visual. So you can also you can also record your video with live captions, but probably you already know about that. And I think today the social media has a lot of this automatic like option, the service, I mean, to make more accessible the content. But what we can really do are, I mean, the thing I already talk about. So we cannot make a content full inclusive, because it's about complexity of human experience. But we can think about, but for sure we can start thinking about and try to make it more accessible, our content. And these are useful links I would like to suggest you, and I think I will share with you in the chat so you can see that. And this is my book recommendation for if you have time. Just take note of the title if you have time. I think it's a very nice book about, how we can design, because designing is not just about architecture, as you already know, it's not just about architecture and, object. It's about the way we represent or create, our world, how we talk or tell about our life. So that's it. So thank you.
Super. So thank you very much.
I don't know if you have
Valentina. Yeah. Just
if a question.
asking our colleagues. Hi, Antonio. How are you? Yep. I don't know if our colleagues here has questions. I myself have a small comment, but first of all, just open the floor for other.
If I may, I wanted to say thank you because I think this is a very important topic and indeed sensitive, and we need to have this sensibility for what you said. No, we cannot do the perfect post, like we cannot create the perfect content, but we try to get the best we can. We try to apply all these tips. No, just some things. Just you don't know why, like the exercise we did. We didn't know really why, but we know there was something wrong, so it was too much text, the wording. So Tamer and I, for instance, we were not like sharp enough to say this here, but there was something that was ringing bells, and probably we are not for these two texts, we are not the most I don't know, sensitive audience, in the sense that we could understand the text, we have a certain level of education, we could read properly, and so on and so forth. And still there we had this, bells ringing somewhere that there was something wrong about the thing. So all this, so I understand that the material will be shared in the platform of the project, or that the presentation will be made available, because it's very useful. It's not for only for inclusion or to foster inclusion purposes, but just for clarity. They are very useful in general. So this was a great presentation. So thank you so much, Valentina.
Yep.
Thank you too.
I have like a comment, Valentina, because as Eileen highlighted and as Yoho highlighted, it's something very, very important. And communication is a very important component in all of our life in general, especially now social media take a lot of action and attraction, and you need to post and you need to interact with other and so on. But I see one of the internal barrier is people are busy. Like, people has running from meeting to meeting to another meeting, and they need to post some announcement on social media and so on. So do you have any like good suggestion how we can do something like this and be simple but at the same time effective? Don't use a lot of time in order to see or to think, okay, I have to use this language or that language, or if there is a way to like not escape this, but make it in a faster way.
Yeah, I think that the thing about inclusivity is exactly this one, because inclusive design, it's based on, you should create a simple content that can be adaptable, for everyone. So actually you should put less than you think. To make it like, because so everyone is looking at that can like fool this content with his own or her own experience. So that's is how to make it,
Simple.
It's simple, and that is the hardest, because we are so full of knowledge sometimes about from our perspective, and we are not able to think in a simple way, which is which is about the complexity. It's something that we should not feel, but we should make it like easier. So when we are creating a content, I think, but it's not easy. And I think that's why we talk about that, Tamer, a lot of time. When I think communication is really important, and I think a team of people working on communication, it's very necessary, because these people can really work to simplify and make it like inclusive, the complexity, you know, just working on that and reflect on that. And this team should be, I want to say, composed by diverse kind of people with different knowledge, coming from different perspective. So that is the goal. I think create a people not expert, but engage with this kind of thing. I mean, focus on that, learning by each other, and continuously like reflecting on how we can include more people, because I mean, especially this kind of project like Inspiring the Mind, you know, the goal is convey very important concept that are going to change, you know, it seems a stupid thing, but to change the world, you know, and the way we approach the world. I mean, we want to make it better. And so I think this concept should be accessed from everyone, and we should do that basically. So I think, I mean, try to reduce complexity.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep, I think this is one of our greatest lectures that we have in our series. Thank you very much, Valentina.
Thank you too.
And I would like to thank all of our audience here. I think we don't have a real solid plan. I think the next lecture will be between either you, Eileen, or Asul. So we have still 3 lectures to go, Eileen, Asul, and then mine, which will be the conclusion lecture for this series that most probably will be sometime in May or so. I think in the coming week, like next week, I will have a communication with Eileen and Asun, and then we decide exactly when our next lecture will be. But most probably will be like in the first half of April or so, something like this. Good, super. So thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you to everyone.
Yep.
And thank you, Tamer. And if you want, I can share with you the slide. So
yes, please.
Yeah,
please.
So I will send you by email, so you can, if you want to use it.
Actually, Inspiring the Mind is for inclusive. So what we are doing, all the record will be online with a subtitle translated to different language, and the record will be embedded on our website, again with not with the record only, but with like a summary, long summary.
Okay.
With different
so I will send you. Yeah, I will
exactly.
send you.
So it will be great if you send us also.
Yeah,
the
also because I put some. I also upload in the. I mean, I just put in the chat some link. You can
links, yes.
But it's also on the slide, so you can,
Super.
if you want, just go there and.
Good.
Yeah.
Super.
So perfect. Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Valentina. Thank you very much.
Thank
Professor
you.
Antonio, do you have like 5 minutes?
You're muted, Antonio.
You are muted, Antonio.
Okay, so.
Yep.
I'm
Valentina.
going.
Yep.
Ciao.
Bye, Valentina.
I will
Thank
stop.
you so
I will
much.
stop. Yeah.
The recording, yes.
I will stop recording. Yes.
Yes, Tamer, while